I'm doing the rounds today, promoting the new show. I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait for everybody to see what we did.
Okay, so you literally bought the farm. How does a guy go from, I think it's 21 years you were in Los Angeles to an Ontario farm, we're not disclosing where it is, so people don't harass you. How did that all happen?
It was during the pandemic. I decided I want to move home to Canada. This is, I'd been in LA for a long time, and I grew up in Ottawa, and my parents are there, and I want to be closer to them, and so moved back, found this farm. It all kind of happened just sort of really kind of naturally, and I've been loving it. I mean, I ride a mule now.
I know, and I have to ask you about that.
It's just the most sort of interesting life change. But in some ways, in some ways though, I never felt at home in Los Angeles, even though I was there for 21 years. So people think, wow, it must be strange moving to the country after being in Los Angeles for 21 years. Los Angeles was strange. That was strange. Now I feel this is normal now. It's normal, and it's nice to be back in a normal, peaceful Canadian rural setting, and it's the most relaxing thing. And best decision I ever made was to move back.
Did you have farming in your life at all?
Well, I spent a lot of time out fishing and canoe trips and things like that with my dad. No experience with horses or mules or donkeys and things like that. So that's all new. That's exciting. But I have a lot of comfort with being outside and outdoors and in the woods and stuff like that. And it's not, the property we're on, it's not a tradition. It's a farm, but it's also a wilderness property. There's lots of woods and
water,
bears, and there's water and canoeing and all sorts of stuff. So it's sort of a bit of a combination farm and outdoor lifestyle, and I love it.
Because there's an aspect in the pilot that I watched. You wear it well. You seem extraordinarily at home.
Yeah. It's almost like just a huge relief to be back in Canada. I mean, it's so many people, especially young people who think about, oh man, it'd be cool to move to Los Angeles. And it was cool. I did enjoy it there, but I really always found myself feeling homesick for being home in Canada. And I love the animals. I really do have a real good connection with them. It's very calming for me.
You got goats, chickens?
We have a donkey, a mule, and 2 horses, a mother quarter horse and her yearling foal, Aria, and chickens and guinea hens, which eat ticks. I want to tell people out there, if you have the ability to get chickens, get guinea hens. If everyone in Ontario got guinea hens, we wouldn't have ticks anymore. A guinea hen will eat 4,000 ticks a day. There's just one guinea hen, so we're pretty tick-free up there at the farm. And, ticks are a problem now. People are worried about the spread of Lyme disease and all this stuff. So everybody get a guinea hen.
Maybe it's an odd preoccupation of mine from watching the pilot that I thought, why a mule? Why not a horse?
Well, it's funny, it started out when I was looking, I thought it would be funny to get a mule, but I actually didn't know really what a mule was. Everybody thinks a mule is a donkey. I mean, and people will see the donkey on the show and say, oh, that's your mule. And no, the mule is the big, giant Percheron horse-looking one. She's
handsome horse.
So a mule is a hybrid animal. It's a cross between a horse and a donkey, and so she's half Percheron horse. But, I thought it would be funny, I was sort of thinking like the 3 amigos, they're riding around on donkeys. That'll be funny for the show, I'll get a donkey and I'll ride around a donkey. And it sort of led to this only mule really in Ontario that I found that was sort of safe to ride was this mule Fanny, who's from Thunder Bay, the Twister Mule Company, 2 sisters up there who just kind of have bred mules, and really the only people in Ontario doing it. And she ended up just happening to be this very majestic, large animal, and it's really kind of changed the whole thing. So it was kind of the idea of just doing it for fun. It seemed like it would be funny, and it ended up being one of the biggest sort of. It wasn't really just for a gag, because it is a lifelong decision, right? Like,
sure.
I have to, she will outlive me most likely. Donkeys live to be 50 years old. They can, and Kia's only 3.
And you're like 54 now, right?
I'm turned 55 in July, so, but Fanny's 13. Actually, funnily enough, Fanny turns 13 the day of the premiere of the show, May 29th. I just just put that together now. See how I got that plug in there?
In the episode that I was watching, you build a skateboard ramp for Tony Hawk. What did that, I mean, I hate to think like my mother. What did that cost, for Pete's sake? I mean, that's not an amateur endeavor.
It was a big ramp, and it's a vert ramp, so it's 12 feet tall and 28 feet wide, and it's probably one of the nicest vert ramps in Canada now. And I grew up watching. And I grew up skateboarding, but I never skateboarded these big ramps. I always kind of sort of dreamed of having one. But when we found out Tony Hawk, who I became friends with on my show on MTV years ago, when we found out he was able to come up to the farm and be our first guest, we thought, well, let's go all out. And we did. It wasn't cheap.
Yeah, and it's a permanent piece of infrastructure.
It's a permanent piece. Do
you skateboard enough to warrant that?
Well, this is the thing. I'm turning 55 in a few weeks, and I'm now learning to skate vert. So this is dropping in on a half pipe is something that a professional skater will start at the top and drop in on a board with wheels, and then all of a sudden you're flying off the other side. So I'm not at that stage yet. I'm just kind of starting at the bottom, just kind of going up and down on this thing and getting better at it. But I'm anticipating maybe by the end of the year I might be able to drop in and kick some rad airs.
Worth mentioning, one of your co-stars is in studio with us this morning. Where'd
Charlie is here.
Charlie,
Yeah, our dog Charlie is here, sitting under the console here, and I got Charlie during the pandemic as well, and she's named after John Steinbeck's Travels with Charlie, because during the pandemic, before I moved home, I got a camper van in Los Angeles and was going out into the desert with Charlie, so I named her after that book. And we were filming videos for my YouTube channel and filming stuff out in nature. It's kind of what inspired me to want to move home. Was I just like waking up in the wilderness.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I remember our last conversation, you were on the phone from the CBC and we were on live radio, and you said, I'm going to go try and find Peter Mansbridge. And it was a very, very unpredictable sequence.
Okay.
And I don't think you ever did find Peter Mansbridge, and we had to go to traffic. But what occurred to me at that time and in watching your show, the sort of underlying theme or sensibility of your work is tension, unpredictability, of having no freaking idea what's going to happen next.
Yeah, definitely more so in my earlier years, too. I mean, I think this show has got an intention to be also welcoming, and we're having people out to my home, and it's kind of creates a nice, beautiful energy out there. We're out in the summer.
There's a scene in the first episode with your mom that is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, well, my mother's a producer on the show. Actually, she's studied journalism and Ryerson, and has worked as a editor and journalist, so she helps write and produce the show with us, and so we've incorporated our true, real dynamic into the show. Yeah. I used to pull all these pranks on her on the old show, and now she's kind of running the new show. So it's fun to kind of show that dynamic of us kind of razzing each other a little bit. She's razzing me a little bit now. So,
congratulations, and looking forward to seeing the next 9 episodes after watching the first one. And then thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, absolutely, thank you. And there's also a podcast component called the Tom Green Farmcast, which is going to be on the iHeartRadio stations, and you can listen to that too. And those are mostly the interview portions of the Tom Green Farm.
The name of the show is, as Tom just said, The Tom Green Farm, and May 29th, you said, debuting.
May 29th, yep.
Thanks for this. Good to see you.
Thank you. Great to see you.